welcome everybody to Pick and Roll. This is the NBA betting show on the Board YouTube channel, which is on the Hammer Betting Network. Thank you everybody for joining us once again for our show every weekday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Except today, we started a little bit early today due to some scheduling issues on my end, but that's okay. We still have 3 bets that we want to provide you guys for today's show. But we start off the show, unfortunately, with a recap of yesterday's bet, which was a losing bet, as we talked extensively about Kawhi Leonard's consistency and a rare inconsistent performance from the player. Franz Wagner also 1 point off his number regardless. But Piz, what was going on with Kawhi yesterday?
That game was super weird. Like we had scored 8-7 after like 9 minutes. It was unbelievable stuff. And some of that comes with poor shooting, but I think for the Los Angeles Clippers part, we had a game where Kawhi shot 11 times and Russell Westbrook had 16 field goal attempts. Bones Highland was starting, so we didn't know that before I made that bet. If I knew Highland was starting, I don't think I would bet Kawhi Leonard. That came as a huge surprise, and he was a bit ball hogging and just isolation and stuff. Didn't move the ball around as much. Same with Westbrook. So when you have Westbrook and Highland with 30 plus field goal attempts and Kawhi with only 11, yeah, Kawhi also wasn't that aggressive. Whenever he got good to ball, he had easy isolation stuff, so no help or something. But yeah, also Franz Wagner had foul trouble, so that didn't help too. So yeah, terrible start, but nothing to do there.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate with how that one turned out. Again, has not been the best start to the week on the end of the show. But once again, we are hoping to change that today. We have a much better slate to work with. This was happy with the slate that we got. And proof of that is the fact that we have 3 bets in place for you guys today. We're just going to ensure here that we have all of the necessary odds available that we would want for this bet. And I'm seeing indeed we do. So let's fire away on these ones here. I'll pull it up on screen. First of all, we are going to the Boston Celtics and Indiana Pacers game. Boston hosting the Pacers. And we want Jaylen Brown to have a nice performance at home, going over 21.5 points for minus 120 odds at BetMGM. Then in the second play, we're going to an under. And unfortunate, we're taking my guy, Pascal Siakam. He's not had the hottest start to the season. Neither have the Raptors, and they are in tough against this Milwaukee defense. Lack of spacing might make it hard for Siakam to get inside and go over the 21.5 points. So we have the under here at minus 125 at BetMGM. Third play, we just found it at a better price than this minus 115 at DraftKings. I have the screenshot there, and I will update the graphic. But in the Blazers and Pistons game, we're going with a Jalen Duren SGP over 10.5 points and 10 plus rebounds. It's at minus 110 at BetMGM. For BetMGM, I found it for the over 10.5 points and over 9.5 rebounds. On DraftKings, you'll have the 10 plus rebounds you can use. But on DraftKings in Ontario, in Canada, I did not see the 10.5 point line. So if you are in America, you have access to that minus 115 line. But we encourage you to go to BetMGM and find the better price. So let's go back to that first bet, which was Jaylen Brown over 21.5 points. I'm going to reiterate my stance here that we like to ensure we have widely available books, but if you use an odds comparison tool like BetStamp, you can find perhaps a better opportunity and a better price in your location. The easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to use an odds comparison tool just like BetStamp. It's easy to sign up. You can use a QR code on the screen right now, the link in the description, or the link that is pinned in chat. If you're listening in audio form, it's in the description on podcast as well. Easily, I can pull up the odds on Jaylen Brown's over-under for points, and I can see that in Ontario, my region, Pinnacle's available, and I can get us at minus 112. But again, we like to prioritize the widely available books for the people viewing. Minus 120. Also a great price on this one. So, Pips, why do you like Jaylen Brown tonight?
So last season, if you take a look at Jaylen Brown scoring, he cleared this line in 80% of games. 53 games out of 66 games. So an average 27.2 points. So he smashed this line last season easily. This season, he had a very poor start against the New York Knicks, where he scored 11 points, didn't shoot well. His usage dropped to 18% in that game, and everyone was overreacting, bookies also. And next game against very difficult task against Miami Heat defense, he scored 27 points. And then the next game, blowout win against the Wizards, he scored 36 points. So in the second game against Miami and in the third game against the Wizards, his usage was actually higher than the last season, where he cleared this line in 80% of the games and when he averaged 27.2 points. So this line should be like 23, 24 and a half. Maybe some blowout concerns with Halliburton being questionable, but I think if Halliburton is playing, this game should be competitive. And even in a blowout against the Wizards, he scored 36 points. So Pacers defense, no one to really stop to defend Jaylen Brown. He'll just get inside, get to the lines. I just think in this high-paced game, he should clear this line in 3 quarters.
Yeah, makes sense on that one with the matchups, everything in play here. Love that one. Let's go skip the Siakam one for a sec. We'll go to the third play here. We have a very unfortunately timed underdog NBA tweet on Jalen Duren. He is a game time decision tonight, supposedly for this one. So I guess to me, he wasn't seen participating shoot around this morning. Marvin Bagley wearing first unit practice jersey. So I suppose for this play, if Duren's playing, it's still on the table. If it's not, then this will void regardless. Pips, anything you want to adjust here, or are you happy to still play this one with Duren, just hoping he's involved?
Yeah, I just think if he is playing, he'll smash this line. If he's out, we got the void, so no problems there at all. I don't think they'll risk Duren, like their young upcoming star, with any kind of injury problem. So if he's ready, he's ready.
Yeah. So how about let's go to the handicap on this one, then we'll go back to Siakam after the fact.
Yeah. So as we saw, first three games, Duren absolutely smashed this line. First game against the Miami, 17-14. Second game against the Hornets, 14-17. Third game against the Bulls, 23-15. Absolutely smashed this line. Then in the last game against the Thunder, he had 8 and 7 in 23 minutes with that ankle sprain that he left the game. Didn't look terrible at all. Like, I think he could be back, but they were just cautious. So he had 8 and 7 in 23 minutes. If he got the minutes, he will cover this line still. But he was bothered by Chet Holmgren at the rim. His rim protection was great, and he missed some bunnies, like 3 layups, smashed, missed even a dunk, and yeah, even in those short minutes he will have covered. And now playing against the Portland, the effortless and sloppy Ayton, I think in this kind of matchup against the Portland, that allowed everyone to clear this line. I mean, Zubats had 20 and 12. Jacob had 14 and 10 easily. So I think Duren, with how great he's playing so far this season, he should smash this line easily. I also want to talk about one thing, and that's why do I go with this. So double-double was minus 150, and 10 plus 10 plus was minus 140. So when you have a double-double, you always need to check same game parlay 10 plus 10 plus, because it's a lot of time better priced than double-double. Also, why I took this instead of over 25.5 PRs, because in my opinion, it's a very higher probability that he will go 11-10, 12-10, 13-10, 11-11, 11. So many combinations that he can cover this line and stay under PRs, but there are not many combinations where he covers PR and doesn't cover this line. So if you understand what I'm saying, so yeah, there's definitely a slim chance that he will have like 17 and 9. Like, that's the only thing that could happen, that he covers PR that doesn't cover this line. And there are like 25 combinations where he covers this line and doesn't cover his PR. So yeah, that's just one of the approaches.
Yeah, Understood completely on that handicap there. We like Jalen Duren here. Obviously, monitor the health of the player for tonight. But if he's playing, we like this one. If he's not playing, it voids, and it's just a 2 plays for today. The second play that we did have was a Pascal Siakam under here. Kind of think this one will get adjusted throughout the day. There's a lot of juice on the under here. The Raptors have not looked good. Siakam has been fine, but struggling with the lack of spacing overall provided by the Raptors offense. So why don't you take us through this handicap as well? And Siakam under 21.5 against the Bucks.
So far, all 4 games under the line easily 15, 16, 11, and 12, 20. So in the first 3 games, I was like, okay, I mean, Timberwolves, difficult matchup. Bulls against Patrick Williams, kind of difficult matchup. 76ers, again, difficult matchup. So he was struggling for a reason. Then the game against the Portland came. I expected a blowout. Still didn't want to bet Pascal Siakam under because he had the easy matchup. Portland is an easy matchup for everyone. And he didn't cover, even though it was a close game. So against the Bucks, I don't know who will be guarding Giannis. Probably OG or Siakam at some point. They'll switch probably on him because Achua is probably out. So it will be Siakam and OG. So potential foul trouble, potential exhaustion on defense guarding Giannis. And on offense, Bucks, if you want to win against the Bucks, you need to attack them in the backcourt. So I don't think going with Siakam attacking Giannis is the right play. So I think he will have trouble scoring against Giannis, trouble scoring against Brook Lopez, and he can shoot. Like he showed us times again that you can almost ignore him in the corners, and he'll make like 2 out of 7, maybe threes in a game. So I like Bucks great rim protection matchup against Giannis. Last season he played 40 minutes in all 3 games that they played against the Bucks, and he averaged 15.7 points. 2 heavy unders and one over by a 1 field goal made. So I think this line is also there is a chance Bucks run away and this is a blowout because Raptors didn't look good so far.
Yeah, the spread in this one is 5.5 ish. I don't really see how the Raptors keep this one that close.
Defense,
to be honest.
Only way it's like game like 95 to 90 maybe.
Yeah, they'd have to really shut down this Bucks offense. Granted, the Raptors defense has been great this season. They haven't faced a team as good as the Bucks just yet. That just seems a little bit off to me. I was actually expecting this one like 7 or 8. So
yeah, I completely agree. So one funny thing, I bet last game I bet the Portland under. I think 104 and a half,
and they went under and won comfortably.
Yeah, it went heavily under and they won. So it's crazy stuff with the Raptors. I actually think
they can't score.
We spoke about it privately, and I said like there is literally a chance that Raptors have the best defense in the league and the worst offense. Like there is a chance that will happen. Like
Raptors offense is averaging 77 points per 100 possessions in the half court, worst in the NBA, 4.1 points worse than the second worst offense in the NBA in the half court, Portland Trail Blazers, who beat them 99-91. Raptors only team in the NBA to have yet reached 110 points. I think that includes an overtime game. And Siakam, by the way, you said he played 40 minutes every time he hits a Bucks and only got to like 15 per game. He's not playing 40 minutes under Darko Rajakovic. He's playing more like 35, 36. So everything makes sense about this one. Yeah. I don't like it, but I like it. I like the bet. I don't like this because it adds to my torture as a Raptors fan in the early stages of the season.
I will say there is one positive thing about the Raptors this season, and that's how Scotty Barnes is playing. Like,
oh yeah. That's been great. But if you don't take the care to maximize the roster to get more out of him, then bigger questions, but that's a conversation certainly for another day. You guys are here for the picks, and these are the picks that we have for the Wednesday slate. In the Pacers Celtics game, we have Jaylen Brown over 21.5 points, -120 at BetMGM. Second play here, Bucks at Raptors. We have Pascal Siakam, as we said, under 21.5 points, -125 at BetMGM. Third play is with Jalen Duren. Again, if he's not playing, it voids. If he's playing, we love this one. SGP for -110 odds at BetMGM. It was -115 at DraftKings, not in Ontario as well. But we like both those prices. It's Jalen Duren over 10.5 points and over 9.5 rebounds. 9.5 rebounds, 10 plus rebounds mean the exact same thing. So you can bet with either of those. Those are the three plays for today. Thank you so much for watching Pick and Roll. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time with myself and Pips. Tomorrow as well, Kirk Evans returns to the channel with me at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time to do a deep dive analysis on the NBA with a lot more of games to kind of react to. So that will be a lot of fun as well. Stay tuned on the board by subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell to never miss any of our content. We're adding in some shorts as well to the channel. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Smash that like button, and me and Pips will see you tomorrow back at the normal time for more from Pick and Roll. Thank you again, everybody.